Yeah, so I definitely messed up. I've been working remotely for a company based in Singapore while I live in Portugal. Got paid straight into my bank account every month, no issues. Thought I was living the dream. Tax season hit. I just got a letter from Portuguese tax authority. I own a ton of money in back taxes and penalties because my income wasn't structured correctly. My company didn't withhold anything because they're not set up here. And I had no idea I was supposed to handle it all myself. I never make a set salary, so I don't get the standard gross pay. Now I'm facing a small fortune and unexpected bills. Please learn from my mistake. If you're working remotely for a company in different country, how do you set up your pay to avoid this? I'm desperate for advice.
One of the really popular misconceptions in the digital nomad community is the same mistake. People thinking that if you spend less than 183 days per year in one country and just hop between different countries, you're not being tax obligated. You can pay zero taxes and just walk in freely. Of course, it's not true. I mean, there's only two ways when you don't pay any taxes. First way, if you are dead, basically. And second way, if the person who are asking you about this money is dead. But let's try to not kill anybody and just figure out how the taxes for digital nomad works and what we can do about it. My name is Pavel Noskop. I'm software and network engineer. For the last 4 years, I've been fully digital nomad. I've been living in 15 countries while still managing engineering team in startups, growing my career, and making 6-digit salary. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you what is the tax residence, how you can acquire it and how you can lose it, why 0% taxes is a really bad strategy for long term, and what strategy actually digital nomads and digital entrepreneurs use to reduce their taxes. But I need to tell you that I'm not tax expert. I can only share the result of my research and my experience and experience of people from my network. And you should definitely do your own research and in some situation consult with tax experts and lawyers in your country, because situation from one place to another can be totally different. So let's talk about tax residence. Tax residence is the status which you acquire after meeting some specific criteria inside the country. And many people know about the most popular criteria is the 183 days per year inside the country. But actually there is many other criteria which applies to the test of the tax residence, and what usually tax department trying to understand if you have the center of personal interest inside the country. And to assess this, they will check, do you have property inside the country? Do you have family members who are living inside the country? Do you have some business there and some activities there? And you need to know that you can have tax residence obligation in several countries at the same time. For example, United States citizenship by default require all the passport holders to pay taxes in state. But if you go to, for example, Japan and start to work there, you would need to pay taxes in both countries, because Japan tax department will come to you and request to fill the information, and then you should deal with this thing. And for other countries, it will be really complicated to prove that you are not holding tax residence there anymore. You will need to provide some proofs that you move it to some another country, and basically you should prove that you don't have that center of the personal interest inside the country anymore. And now let's talk about why 0% taxes is actually a really bad strategy for long term. And you need to understand that if you're not paying taxes back home, in some moment they can come to you and ask about why you're not paying for us, and you should pay now money for 5 years, and it can be really big number. To tell them that you're not being tax residents already 5 years from that point, you would need to prove it. And if you don't have any paper shield, if you don't have any paper track of the proofs, they simply can reject it, and you would obligated to pay debt for 5 years, including fines. And besides that, of course, the visas reason. Like when you're applying for some long-term visa, you should show where you're paying taxes and where you belong to. Together with opening bank accounts, like in foreigner countries, you would go through procedure, which name is KYC, know your customer, right? Where you should fill all the information about where you're paying taxes, where your income from, and so etc. And if you want to buy some property, you would go again through procedure of AML, anti-money laundering procedure, where you should disclose all the information again. And if you not have tax residence anywhere, if you don't have documents which prove your status, it will be really complicated to do it. So that's why many digital nomads who making really good salary and digital entrepreneurs, they acquiring tax residence in some countries where you should not pay really high taxes and be still flexible and have the whole freedom. And many people, I think, heard about Cyprus with their conditions when you should spend 60 days per year to have this tax resident status, and Dubai. But not many people heard about Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan is the list of the countries where you should pay less than 3% of taxes per year and have tax residence and have all the documents. You could open bank account and the company in less than 1 week and enjoy the delicious food and beautiful views.
Another option, which is quite risky for people who prefer to maintain their tax residence back home, if they spend more than 6 months back home or they maintain their center of vital interest back home, they often open a company and bank account in offshore zones such as Singapore and Hong Kong, making all business activities through these zones and pay themselves back home some small salary for a director position. But this option is quite risky because some countries' tax department can claim that you maintain all the activities from back home from this country, and they would claim that basically you are avoiding taxes. So you need to be careful with this option and make proper research and understand how it's being treated in your country.
If you want to know more hacks about incorporation and tax optimization strategies, subscribe to our newsletter and be first who know about this.